zombie businesses won't survive. Let's have a look. Good morning, everyone. Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because, well, JobKeeper is keeping zombie businesses alive, and there's more discussion of it here on news.com that I want to have a look at. Now, I know it's the cool thing these days. Businesses don't need to make a profit. They don't need to, really have a big moat around them. It just needs to be cool, and good. Look at WeWork, guys, an innovative tech business that was a landlord business. That was signing long-term leases on big properties where anyone could compete with them. And they went insane. Almost flooded the market with an insane valuation. What about this? JobKeeper is going to be propping up some businesses. 1 in 10 here, the PM is warned. 1 in 10. Have you heard stories about JobKeeper keeping businesses going? We looked in previous articles the last few days about liquidators. Liquidators having trouble keeping up with the market. Insolvencies at half the rate of where they usually should be. So we're entering a recession. There's two things. There's one, a warning that there was a warning in the past that there wouldn't be enough liquidators. And now, all of a sudden, there's half the number of insolvencies that there normally is, half the number of administrations that there normally is, because JobKeeper is propping up all these businesses. They're businesses that are just at the edge, that are using JobKeeper just to keep their staff going. And you can't blame them. You can't blame them. If they have access to the money, they like their staff, they're going to do what they can. They'll tell them, okay, mate, we're gone. Business is going to shut down once this runs out. Take what you can. Find another job. Find another job. I guarantee you there are people sitting at their desk doing nothing in a business they know is going to go under, and their boss is just keeping it going and winding it up, using this as the process of winding it up. Now, is that something that the state should be doing? There's the question I put to you. Is JobKeeper a good thing or a bad thing? I know they're going to tighten up the restrictions. They're going to make it harder to access. But I also know there are other businesses out there that are getting it that don't really need it. So it's a mixed case. Maybe if you were to apply for a scheme, support to help you wind up your business, or compensation from the government for forcing you to shut down your business. Anyway, let's have a look at this. So hundreds of businesses are teetering on a knife edge, with many warning the PM they may not survive once JobKeeper support is pulled. So this is the thing. People are arguing that we've hit the trough, that we've hit the economic trough now, and that we're going to bounce right back up. But I think that's kind of not going to happen. We're just at the beginnings of this recession, everyone. We're not going to see the actual impact of it until this support mechanism gets removed. Unemployment then is going to spike up, guys. Unemployment will shoot up then. Once the mortgage holidays are removed, more property is going to hit the market. People are going to have forced sales. Once that combined with this, well, hundreds of zombie businesses have warned the government they will close their doors when the JobKeeper cash runs out. In a shock finding based on a survey run by the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Really? Is it a shock finding? Frankly, I'm surprised it's only 1 in 10. 1 in 10 companies currently securing the wage subsidy have revealed they plan to shut up shop when the subsidy runs out, forcing workers on the unemployment queues. My understanding was, my skeptical opinion was that JobKeeper was implemented because our Centrelink system, our social services, couldn't support a huge influx of people, so that it would be cheaper and more cost-effective to even pay extra just to use the infrastructure that already exists in the business side of things. What do you think about that take, guys? Sure, it's going to hide the unemployment, but could the Centrelink officers even have handled it? Think about it. If you had all those people flooding to Centrelink, all of them flooding to Centrelink, either it would shut down the websites, and we already saw that happening. We saw people queues, and they want to mitigate the spread of this illness. That's just going to cause issues. The warning underlines fears that JobKeeper is propping up hundreds of zombie businesses that can no longer survive in the post-pandemic economy. Yeah, but government always props up. They always pick winners. There are lots of zombie industries that government's propping up for years. Think about it. How different is this from people calling for tariffs, guys? This is the exact same thing as tariffs. It follows client. It's not the exact same thing, but it has the same material impact. Government incurring debt for all of us, and we'll pay for it one way or another. It's just a roundabout way to look at it. It follows claim that every job saved by the scheme is actually costing taxpayers $100,000 because so many of these jobs will disappear when the $1,500 wage subsidy is phased out. Nearly half of all businesses have revealed they are relying on pandemic measures to survive, including deferring loan payments and rent or accessing government assistance, including wage subsidies. Now, there'll be people that are just struggling through this. For many companies, JobKeeper could be axed in September when new eligibility rules come into force. For those companies that still qualify under the new rules, the scheme is scheduled to run out in March 2021. The ABS report finds 42% of Australian businesses are currently accessing support measures such as wage subsidies, deferring loan repayments, or renegotiating rental or lease arrangements to manage the impact of the pandemic. Among medium-sized businesses, a majority of employers, 53%, are relying on support measures, but large companies are weathering the storm better with only 38% needing help. Well, there you go. This really is going to hollow out the middle class here in Australia. All the small business owners, all the medium family businesses. What do you reckon? They're copying it. Coles, Woolies, they're doing well. Aldi's doing well. All the big shops are doing well. Fast food shops still going. Treasury Secretary Stephen Kennedy told Parliament's Pandemic Committee that the Victorian outbreak would ensure that a big proportion of the ongoing JobKeeper participants after September would be from that state. We now think at least 75% of Victorian firms will stay on JobKeeper. Maybe that number will turn out to actually be even a bit higher, he told a Senate committee hearing on Thursday. But in some sectors of the economy, the number of businesses that expect to close their doors forever is much higher than others. Transport, postal, and warehousing firms told a survey that nearly 1 in 5 companies, 18%, expect to go under. Now, why? Wouldn't you think transport, postal, and warehousing would be tied to logistics with regards to more online purchases? But then again, they're all tied up in a few big firms, aren't they? This is the thing, guys. With a drastic shock to any economy, even if it's this intervention by the state, forced lockdown, you're going to have some creative destruction. There are going to be businesses that can't survive. Maybe the survival is lobbying the government to get more payments for your industry. That's just the economic system we're in. My big concern is people will blame all this on capitalism and not realize that that's not exactly the economic system that we're in. It'd be great to give it a try. It really would. Maybe for the next century, it'd be great. Great to see. Even if companies survive, many claim they will be forced to sack staff when JobKeeper runs out, hinting at further increases to unemployment in 2021. Of course, that's going to happen. It's going to happen. Consumer confidence. Well, let's bring this up. Business confidence. There you go. It's bounced back. Will it stay there? I doubt it. Consumer confidence. Shooting back down. Businesses were asked how they expect to respond when these measures are no longer available. Sue Ellen Luke, Director of Technology, Innovation and Business Characteristics Statistics, said, 1 in 10 businesses reported that if support measures were no longer available, they would expect to close the business. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has announced that the current JobKeeper program will be extended for Australians until March at a slashed rate of $1,200 a fortnight. JobKeeper payments will be reduced from the original $1,500 a fortnight when the current scheme ends in September. A new part-time rate will be offered to casuals after confirmation that around 1 in 4 workers on JobKeeper were securing a pay rise that was worth $550 a fortnight on average. So I really hope those people were smart with how they're stashing that away. Businesses will now need to prove a downturn over 6 months to pass a tough new turnover test to qualify for the payment. So there we have it, everyone. More discussions about zombie businesses, 1 in 10, nearly 20% in an industry I thought would have been quite safe. Transport, postal and warehousing. But, there you go. There you go. What do you think, everyone? Are you in one of these industries? Are you dependent on JobKeeper? What are your plans if it all falls under? What strategies are you putting in place now for next year? And do you think, these businesses are just kicking on just to give people a chance? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode.